Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samastajana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Hari Om. We are in the chapter 4, workable tips. So first what we saw, we must learn to take rest when tired and also learn to work efficiently when refreshed completely. Then actionless thoughts and thoughtless actions, they are only causes of our failure. Where we must think, there we just act on the spur of the moment and then regret later on, or sometimes keep thinking only. And when we fail, naturally we are unhappy, and then we want to find out what is the cause of our failure or sorrow. And then we go to astrology. Let me make a point very clear. I believe that astrology is a science. What we are talking about is that are you going to do everything every time checking that? Any science, even say for example medical science, we take it as science. But a simple X-ray also, the machine has to be good, the technician has to be good, and when that X-ray photo has come, the interpreter is called the radiologist. That doctor also has to be efficient. In the same way, astrological chart also, the chart should be correct, and the one who reads it, interprets it, that person also has to be a person of knowledge, experience. Now what we are talking about here is something different. Every time when we are sorrowful and failure, and if you just go and try to understand the chart of that astrology, Graha Dasha Apekshaya Manodasha Samikshaniya. So the planetary situations, they can have some effect on only those things which can be affected. But there are certain things where the planets cannot do anything. Even I'll give simple example. A magnet can attract the iron file. But suppose a piece of wood is kept there, so then on that piece of wood, it cannot have any effect. So if you are very mentally weak and all that, then the very some kind of reading that is given to us, immediately we get so much affected and all that. But same thing happens with medical science also. So the point is, the person whose mind is strong, they cannot be affected. Body, these things, maybe there's some effect possible. So that's why I said, Graha Dasha is there. Rahu Dasha, Shani Dasha, Guru Dasha, the phases are there of these planets when they are in ascendance. At that time, certain effect can be seen. But more important than that is Manodasha. Manodasha. What is the state of your mind? Just someone tells you and then immediately you got so much affected. More than Grahadasha, Manodasha is important. In Srimad Bhagavat, there is a beautiful song. It's called Bhikshu Geet. So one mendicant says, when so many people are torturing him and this and that, but do you know what he says? Nayam jano me sukha dukkha hetuhu na karma graha kala. These people are not causes of my joy and sorrow. Adi graha and karma and all that. Na devatatma. Manah param karanam amananti. It's a mind only which rules over everything. Samsara chakram parivartayet. That mind is that which makes the whole world revolve, your world revolve. So, the point is, someone's mind is strong, and the physically also, some people have got very such a low immunity. Even passing breeze also creates problem for that person. Little heat, cold, everything. But the ones whose genes are very good and very strong, nothing happens. See? So, important thing is pay attention to your mind. Let graha, karma, kala, they let them go whichever they want. Goswamiji wrote one beautiful song which is famous. जब जानकी नाथ सहाय करे तो कौन बिगाड़ करे नर तेरो. When Bhagwan is for you, who can be against you? Any person or all these planets also, Suraj, Mangala, Bodha, Guru, Sudha, Buddha, Guru, all. Of course, I tell you, they can affect maybe some outer situation or whatever is that. But your mind is fine. It is something. If it is raining and you have got umbrella over your head, then you are not wet. Or there is heat and you have got umbrella over your head. Then you are not tortured. Let there be outside thing. Otherwise, there will be constantly, now one dasha gone, one phase of one planet gone, another will come. For so many years, every year I have been told that this year is not good for you. Already so many, more than 70 years are gone already. Yeah, certain things came, went and all that, but everything is going on. So, Manodasha, please pay attention to mind. One more point. Karma bhagaha swadhinaha phala bhagastu prakriti vashaha iti vijaniyat. Vijaniyat, one should understand one thing, that whenever we have to do anything or achieve anything, there are two parts. One part is depending on you, that you have to do it. That is karma bhagaha swadhinaha. To do, not to do, that is in your hand. But phala bhagaha, the result, that you have to allow it to happen. It is not under your control. Now, this should be understood very well. What is in my hand that I should do, and the other aspect, you allow it to happen. in every field. That is, once you understand what I am supposed to do and what I should allow it to happen, then tasmat yad swadhinam tasvenaiva krutva anyasya chinta parihartavya. So therefore, what is in your hand, you just do it. Don't worry about the other aspect. Anyasya chinta, the other part which has to happen, you don't worry about that. Can you give some example? Yes, the simplest possible example. Yatha bhojanam svenaiva kriyate. You eat your food. Pachanam tu prakrutya. But the digestion and assimilation, evacuation and all that happens because of Prakriti only. Bhagavan knew that if that responsibility is given to this man, he will create not only confusion, a chaos only. Therefore, he kept that part with himself. We can go to the market and buy the vegetables, grains, these, that, all the ingredients. And then we can, cut the vegetable, cook it and all that. That is in our hand. So if someone comes at that time, a person can say, I am very busy, I am cooking, or I am busy, I am eating. But a person never says, don't disturb me, I am digesting now. I am very busy. Let me tell you one thing. Digestion is not only simple digestion, conversion of that food into all 7 ingredients which are necessary for the body, like the bones and marrow and the blood, flesh. Who makes that? And that waste product has to go away. Who does that? We eat, overeat, and then go to sleep. In the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Pachami annam chaturusha. I digest all that food. As a digestive fire, I go on doing that. The factory is going on continuously. Now suppose the person keeps on worrying. I have eaten now. I have to make blood, No, I have to make bones. There will be a bone of contention. What are you talking? Nothing, no? See, here we understand. Now another example also. A farmer, an agriculturist, they prepare the soil, they bring the seeds, the sowing the seed at right time and all that. And we have to see about the irrigation, everything, all that thing. But afterwards you can't do anything. Something has to come from that seed only. With action with the soil and water and sunlight and everything. Correct? Yes. That's why Bhagavan says, Karmanyavadhikaraste. Your right of freedom is in performing action. But in phala, you have no role to play. It will come as the Prakriti Niyama. So now I have given these examples of eating or preparing what you call the grains and all that. Now in the spiritual field, this is also interesting, important. In path of devotion, they say God has got 2 aspects. One is called Nama and other called Rupa. Name and form. The form is with Bhagavan, but name is with me. I can chant name. I can chant name and I can pray to God. I want to have your vision. That is in my hand. But to give that darshan or not, or when, that depends upon that God. The form is with that God. So if your chanting is a very enchanting, then Bhagwan's heart can melt and say, yes, I should appear before that. So now Nama and Rupa. That's why Nama Mahima is great. Glory of the name. Because it is with you. Even Bhagwan cannot stop you. Don't chant my name. Why not? So chanting, singing, and all that is in my hand. So here again, karma bhagaha, phala bhagaha. Darshan only Bhagavan can give. But prayer I can do. Therefore, in all these religions also, the importance of prayer, importance of names, namasmaranam, all that is there because it depends upon us. And since that depends upon us, we should do that. But what we do, we don't do our part. Only the other one only. Like the very famous that thing is there. Man every day complaining to God, Bhagwan, make me win lottery, please. And never won. One day he said, Bhagwan, give me a break. Make me win my lottery. Bhagwan said, you gave me a break first. First buy your ticket. Because you are not even bought the ticket also, lottery ticket, and then you are just saying that. The idea is, we don't do what we are supposed to do, and only go on saying that, no, God is such and God is that, and you're not giving this and that, you see. Yatha bhojanam svenaiva kriyate pacanam tu prakrutya. So this karma bhaga, phala bhaga, all this also we have to understand. Any number of examples can be there, A student's life also, he has to study and he has to answer questions properly, and all that is his job. Then examiner's job is different, that they will do whatever that, Okay. So now chapter 4 is over. Now the 5th is harmony in relationship. Difficult topic. And particularly when we have to live with human beings. With the trees and plants and birds and animals and machines is one thing. But only living with human beings, I tell you, very difficult. And then somebody says, oh, we have to live with people. They are of two kinds. Some have difficulties and some are difficult. And then again, there are two types of people. Those who work and those who take credit. So then, there is a lot of, problem for them. And interestingly, the man always says that the other person is very difficult. If you ask that person's opinion, then you will hear that this man is very difficult and he is only creating all problems and all that. So what we think now, I am very good. Only the others are only, there is a problem with them. And whenever I go to any shop, they give me all books on self-development. Improve yourself, improve yourself. Why don't you have any book on improving others? So you are wonderful. And the other people have very totally different opinion. They think you are blunderful. Huh? Living with people. How to live with people? Huh? It is actually a very big topic. Huh? One is to accept them as they are. One point. Like what? See, if you go to a valley of flowers, there are different flowers are there. Do you say this flower should be like that? Huh? The rose flower should be like jasmine. Huh? And the jasmine should be like lotus. Do you say that? No. Then you go on a safari. Safari. And different animals are there. And this safari is very interesting. Early morning when we go, even if you see a rat also we get excited. A rabbit also, you see, oh rabbit, rabbit. Zebra, oh zebra. Giraffe. Then you see an elephant. Then you see a cheetah. Then you see a lion. 1 or 2 days they go, I have gone. And when you see a lion and all that, then when departing time, if you see a zebra, you think your standard has gone up now. Zebra doesn't excite you anyway. But the point is, you don't say the zebra should be like giraffe and giraffe should be like elephant. You enjoy all of them as they are, no? And if that lion does not look very ferocious and looks like a deer one, what kind of lion is? So what happens is, all the flowers and trees, because we see them and we accept them as they are, we don't say this should be like that, that should be like that. But human beings, very difficult to accept. Even though we want other people to accept us as we are. It cannot be one-way traffic, no? So our relationship should start with what kind of our state of our mind or attitude. Janaha आदरणीयाः विश्वसनीयाः न तु शंकनीयाः. When we meet one new people and all, Jana, all those people we meet even for the first time and all, then don't start with doubting. Adaranya means respect. Vishwasya means trust. Start your relationship with respect and trust. Don't start from the beginning, So some people respect everyone, some will suspect everyone. Why do, if your very starting point itself is of all the time doubting, the problem is that you will suffer the most. That's why Bhagavad Gita says, Samshaya Atma Vinashyati. I have seen some person even doubts his wife also, whether she is putting some poison in the food and all that. I have met that. If somebody invites that person for lunch or dinner, why is he inviting? There must be someone. Why should he call? But very nicely he's just inviting, दाल में काला है. Some snag is there, I tell you. Oh, suspicion. The person who goes on suspecting all the time, then all the time agitated. His own relatives, friends, own wife, children can't believe anybody. But if I trust, first time we are meeting, nice person, you trust. Or sometimes I will say, I trusted, but that person, cheated. And that. From that also understand that the person is worth this much only, no? One man was complaining, that other man, he came to me and then he took 500 rupees, promising that he will return that, and he never returned, and I never saw him again. I tell you. His friend said, Are Baba. So now you understand that man is worth 500 rupees only. Instead of fuming and all that. So, thank God, only 500 rupees, not 50,000. So, but you start with that, and suppose you are betrayed and all that, yes, I understand. No need of, again, keep distance, be cautious, and when you trust also, be cautious only. Adaraniyaha. So, point is, the relationship is very starting point itself is on the wrong footing, as they say. Then whole life will be like that only. If, see, some for those who suspect, that man must prove that he is trustworthy. But the one who trusts, let them prove whatever that is there. I will come to know. Relationship. Janaha adaraniyaha vishwasaniyaha natu shankaniyaha, not to be suspected all the time, because only you will be most miserable person. Now, what happens many times, these other people and all that, to some extent we are able to accept that, but our own family relations, these, that, also not very easy. Huh? क्या करेगा? Keep on doubting and keep on fuming. No. That is not the way to live a happy life. When two persons are there, maybe husband, wife, or two friends, or whatever that, to maintain relationship, the harmony is a beautiful word. In the Hindi form of this, harmony, the harmony. If so too much arguments going on, you accept your, okay, you win. Then what happens? What can the other person do? He has accepted my argument. Good, finished, matter is over. I always remember one story of Kabir Das ji. I have told also many times. One philosopher came to him and said, I want to have debate on philosophical matters with you. So Kabir Das ji said, why? I want to defeat you in argument. He said, I accept my defeat. Why go through all this exercise and all that? If you want to defeat me, I accept it. Finish. You win. I will tell everybody that you won the argument. अब क्या करेगा? So there are many ways, but don't start relation with wrong footing. Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare, Shri Krishna Govind Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki, Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.